Okay, this is just a quick video looking at the RT60 measurement. Now, what is RT60? RT60 is the measurement of time it takes for energy to have decayed or reduced in volume by 60 decibels. So, you know, pretty much a way of looking at kind of instant sound and how long the sound's lingering again before you get the next sound. So that's, you know, extremely important if you want clean, clean tight sound. If sound's lingering in the room, if the sound's reflecting in the room and staying in the room, not being absorbed, then you're not going to get that. Basically, you're going to get a sound. You're going to get lingering sound, i.e., obviously as music is constant, or any music or film is constant, it's constantly playing at you the whole time. So the more that's lingering in the room, the more that's literally in the way of the next sound. It's pretty much as simple as that, and that is what causes your problems with frequency and stuff. So it's all related, it's all completely related, but we need to be mindful and pay attention to as much of it as we can. I'd say, so we're looking at RT60. This is the rate of decay again from frequency. So this is only from 2 kHz for some reason, not sure why, down into the bass. So it stops at about 70. Now we can see with mine, thanks to all the treatment, it's very, very linear. But it is very low. Looking at that, we're talking about an average of less than 0.2. Where are we? 0.2. I think it's 0.2 milliseconds, if I'm right thinking. Yep, 0.2 seconds actually. So, so literally, the sound is literally there and gone in my room. That's what I was trying to explain on the forum before. It's literally there and gone. Now, when I first started this, I'm sure it was not something like 0.7 up here. Is when before I put in any treatment in, I could find some old measurements, but it was here. So literally the sound in my room was lingering for best part of a second, and if you think about that, that's outrageous, because think about I don't know, a 50 hertz bass wave. We're looking at 50 times a second. That's how many times that note is playing just to create one sound. So technically, we don't really want a high RT60, we want a low RT60, because there's a hell of a lot of sound coming at us from 2 speakers or more, and you don't really want that lingering in your room, because all that's really doing is getting in the way of the next sound. So again, this is RT60 is just a way of looking at how quick the sound is decaying and how linear does it decay. So this is a measurement of both speakers, so left and right, and 2 subs. So a stereo measurement of stereo music. And from 2 kHz to what is this, 70, 60, roughly 60 hertz. So a big chunk of the audible range. We are very, very, very linear. So even though it's low, it's very linear. So there's no big humps and bumps and stuff where there's certain sound reflecting. So again, hopefully my acoustic treatment strategy, while it's certainly not perfect, it's having an effect on RT60. So again, just to reiterate, the sound is pretty much there and gone in my room, and you can hear it. You can clearly hear it. It makes for a very tight sound. Looking at an alternative way of looking at things is again at the top, spectrogram. This is just a different type of analysis, looking at the energy in the room, just looked at in a different way. You can see here again, it's time. Decay time is on the left this time, so milliseconds. So the majority of the sound is this is the energy that's created. So the majority of the sound, this is from 5 kHz, is gone by 238 milliseconds at its most extreme in the mid range. So that's very, very, very fast. Now compared to bass, if we look at 30 Hz, again corresponding to the 30 Hz problem that I've mentioned in the other videos, it's taking, according to this, best part of 600 milliseconds for the energy to dissipate, obviously at the listening position. So this is also an indicator of kind of evenness of energy. So you can see that with green and red, green and red, green and red, some missing, that's a null. Green and red, green and red, green and red, some missing, that's also a null. But we're looking for it's different things you can look at, but how even and how regular or how irregular is what we're seeing, and that's, I suppose, what we're trying to look for. Look for the irregularities. Look for what looks like problems. I.e., this is a problem. At 30 Hz, it's a really difficult problem to fix, and I've applied a little bit of equalization there just to try and reduce the energy a little bit, purely because as soon as my double doors start rattling for a film, I hear the doors rattling, and that just takes me out of the film. So I've sacrificed some bass energy for no doors rattling. To me, that's an easy all day compromise. Ah, bollocks.